Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's still summer. Light colors, light moods, happy smiles, baby namings, bar mitzvahs, everything that could be happy we want to do tonight. So I want us to kind of take a breath. Just sit here, sit up, take a breath, let it out, let go of the week, anything that claims you. We hope that in a minute or two, the technology is going to kick in, and we're going to have what's called visual tefillah up on these. But until then, we're going to ask you to pick up your book, which is already in somebody's hands, and we're going to ask you to turn to page 10 for a song called Hine Ma Tovu Manayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. And the song really is from a psalm. And what it means is, behold how good it is and how pleasant when we dwell together in unity. So I'm going to do this. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam. It's pretty simple. Try that. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Again. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim. Oh, there they are. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Just you guys. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
That was almost good enough. We call that tepid. When somebody wishes you the peace, loveliness, and rest of Shabbat, to you, you might want to offer back Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
That's so much better. Thank you very much. Hey, Paul, why don't you bring your parents up for candles and kiddush so we can initiate Shabbat? Rabbi Gorbin's going to accompany you. It's our custom as you are able to rise for the lighting of candles and the blessing of the wine juice for Shabbat. Use juice.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadik ner shel haShabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
We continue with Kiddush, and Paul, in fulfillment of his celebration of his bar mitzvah this weekend, is going to be doing Kiddush for us tonight. You said you liked the screen because the letters were bigger. Or you can use your book, either one. Pick a key, we'll join you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafem.
Amen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahavau
Zikaron lemase v'reishit Hiyom tehila lemikra ekodesh Zecher liziat mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shavat kadshecha
Amen.
Amen. Give some to your parents. It's just juice. Have a seat, everyone. The first part of the Shabbat service of the evening is called Kabbalat Shabbat, which means welcoming or receiving Shabbat, and we do so with song. This part of the service was not 2,000 years ago put into our set liturgy. This part was put in 500 years ago, a very short time in Jewish history, and we simply added psalms. And the psalms are here to tell us to enjoy and to sing praises to God, and the Psalms are Psalms 95 through 99, so we're going to do a couple excerpts. And so this first one is called Zamaru. Say Zamaru.
Zamaru.
You can see the English letters there, or the Hebrew, if you're looking at Hebrew. Ladonai bechinor.
Ladonai bechinor.
Now, if you look at the bottom, and it's a little harder to see, it says sing praise to God with the lyre. And then it says bechinor v'kol zimra, with the lyre and melodious song. So say bechinor.
Bechinor.
Not chinor. No, that's a chui sound that we Jews make, right? Chinor, v'kol zimra, v'kol zimra.
Zimra.
Here's the tough one. Bechatzotzrot.
Bechatzotzrot.
Oh, you all get an Aleph plus in Hebrew. V'kol
V'kol.
shofar.
Shofar.
Hariu
Hariu.
lifnei
Lifnei.
hamelech Adonai.
Adonai.
So there's a melody to it. It's a beautiful, just kind of soothing melody.
And it's
We're
on
gonna wait.
page 16 if you need it. Yam.
From summer break.
Ya la 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da ya da da ya da 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 da.
Try that again.
Da 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 da. Ya da da.
Try the words now.
Zamru ladonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, b'chatzotzrot v'kol shofar. Hariu livnei hamelech Adonai.
One more time.
Zamru ladonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra, b'chatzotzrot v'kol shofar. Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai.
Second part. Okay, we're going to go over the words.
Yiram nayamum lo, tevel ve'yoshveva, neharot imcha uchav yachad, harim yiranenu.
Try that part again.
Yiram hayamum lo, tevel ve'yoshveva, נהרות עמך וכף יחד, הרים ירננו.
Just do the nigun. The most famous of songs for welcoming Shabbat is called Lecha Dodi, Let the Bride Come In. And it's customary for us to sing verses 1, 2, 4, and 5. And the last verse, we'll ask everyone to rise and face the rear. The last line of the last, not yet, but I love the excitement about doing it. So the last line of the last song is Bo'i Kala, may the bride come in. When we're facing the back, we're going to bow there for Bo'i Kala. We'll bow here, and maybe the bride will come in from the parking lot. We do not know. Every Shabbat is a surprise. So we're going to sing. If you don't know it, you'll know the chorus by the end.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmianu, El hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad, shemo tiferet ve'litila. Lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki mekor haveracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh v'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'orech, ubi ori, shir daberi, kavod Adonai, alayk nigla. Lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom, hateret bala, gam b'simcha, u'b'tzola toch emunei am segula.
We bow to the left.
Boi chala,
To the right.
Boi chala, lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Sit down.
Lecha dodi likra kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Well, the next is what we have. We have a psalm for the Sabbath day. It's called Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. This is a beautiful tune by a group in Jerusalem called Nava Tehillah.
Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat, Mizmor Shir Liyom HaShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, uzamer l'shimcha elyon. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, מזמור שיר ליום השבת. טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך היום, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי אסור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון וכינור. צדיק אתה אמר יברח, בארץ בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובון ושבע, דשנים רעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא הבלטה בו.
And we're going to end this section of welcoming Shabbat with Shalom Aleichem, which welcomes Shabbat in the form of angels. So we talked about God as a bride, the Shabbat as a bride, we talked about being in a presence where we are not afflicted by the outside world, where we can just breathe and celebrate with joy bar mitzvahs and baby naming. So this goes, it's kind of a funky, really moving tune. So I'm just trying to make sure I have the key. Shalom. Sorry.
April 5 is what I have.
5?
April 3.
3. Shalom Aleichem,
Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Nil Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Sharet, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malachi Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Please, as you're able, rise for the Chatzi Kaddish, which ends this section and leads into the Baruch Hu, the call to worship.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
ויעלמה דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון ומכון ובחיי לכל בית ישראל. בגלה
ויתברך וישבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל לשמי קודשה בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה להמירן בעלמה
ויאמרו
אמן.
Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Amborach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Amborach Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated, everyone. So does anybody know what Mariv is? Mariv means actually the west. Mariv is where the sun sets, in the west. And anybody know any Arabic? There's a word Maghreb for the northwestern part of Africa, where Morocco is. It's called the Maghreb. It's the same root in Arabic and English. We look to the west because that's where the sun sets, and we have a bracha, a blessing, right after Baruch Hu, the call to worship, which says, hey, the sun, the moon, and the stars. Pretty spectacular. And it happens every night. Sometimes the sun sets as beautiful as that. So we're going to start with a nigun. A nigun is this wordless melody. And we'll do some of the words of the prayer as well. So go, ready? So I'm keep it up for 3.
Ya la la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la, ya la la la. Try that. Ya la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la la la. Ya la la la, la la la, la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la. Baruch, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bivaro ma'ariv aravim, ma'ariv aravim. Bechokma poteach sheharim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, מרצד את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם, ברקיע כרצונו, לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה 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 לה, יא לה לה לה, יא לה לה, יא לה לה, יא לה לה, יא לה לה לה. Once again. Ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la la la.
We continue with an interpretation of the whole prayer. We join together. Bless Adonai, who spins day into dusk.
With wisdom watch the dawn gates open. With understanding let time and seasons come and go. With awe perceive the stars in lawful orbit. Morning dawns, evening darkens, darkness and light yielding one to the other, yet each distinguished and unique. Marvel at life, strive to know its ways, seek wisdom and truth, the gateways to life's mysteries. Wondrous indeed is the evening twilight. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
We continue with Ahavat Olam, thanking God for the gift, for the blessing of Torah.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Ahavat משפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח מדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגי יומם ולילה נגי יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל אוהב עמו ישראל.
Please rise as you are able for Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בשבתך ובביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We join together in this interpretation. If we can hear the words from Sinai, then love will flow from us, and we shall serve all that is holy
with all our intellect, and all our passion, and all our life. If we can serve all that is holy, we shall be doing all that humans can to help the rains to flow, the grasses to be green, the grains to be golden like the sun, and the rivers to be filled with life once more. All the children of God shall eat,
and there will be enough. There will be enough. But if we turn from Sinai's words and serve only what is common and profane, making gods of our own comfort and power, then the holiness of life will contract for us. Our world will grow inhospitable. Let us therefore lace these words into our passion and our intellect, and bind them as a sign upon our hands and eyes. Let them write in mezuzot upon our doors and teach them to our children. Let us honor the generations that came before us and those yet to be. Which I know you would love to see the words. I don't know why they disappeared. We continue with the words of Mi Chamocha.
Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Okay, guys, there's a double clap here. Get your hands ready. I'll show you how. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Torah tehillah no sefer, Torah
Tehillah, Nosefele.
Do that part again. 1, 2, ready, and.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh, Torah Tehillah, Nosefele, Torah Tehillah, Nosefele.
Malechutecha ramu banecha, bokei hayam lefnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai Imom le'olam va'ed, Adonai Imom le'olam va'ed. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long.
ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Continue with a prayer for peace and protection through the night.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim Hashkivenu
Spread a shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom V'hamidenu shomreinu Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
So we ask all of our bar and bat mitzvah students not only to lead Kiddush, but to lead us in Vishamra, which is Exodus 31, 16 to 17. It tells us that Shabbat is there for us every week. Sometimes we ignore it, but it's there. And guess what? It's there, but you're here. You're here saying, Shabbat is part of my life, and we're going to get to sing that with Paul right now. Ready?
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledortam berit olam V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Lasot et ha-Shabbat Ledorotam berit olam Bari olam V'nei Yisrael Otili olam Otili olam ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני את השמים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם.
We know we'll be getting many presents, but we want to give one of our own. This is our party shirt. Party stands for Pittsburgh Area Reformed Temple Youth. It's got this big temple sign on the back. Let's see how it looks. There. We did this to you, didn't we, too? Didn't we? Yeah. So, until tomorrow, when you're going to lead more of the service, all right? And you don't have to wear it like that. You really don't. Because we like you.
Welcome to be here and play, and it's okay to make noise.
We're continuing into the middle part of our service. The middle part of our service called the Amidah. Amidah literally means the prayer said standing. So as you are able, please rise. Hold on.
Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim b'pnei hakol, וזוכר חסי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתריו להושיע. מוריד הטל, מחלקי חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך ממיר ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלם. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. We join together in a blessing for Shabbat. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat. As we start to enter the high holiday season, I've pulled a couple of English translations of the prayers from our high holiday prayer book, our Machzor Mishkan HaNefesh, and this is one that comes from one of the evening services. We join together in this prayer, asking God to accept our prayers. Eternal our God, we yearn for your favor. Receive our prayers with loving acceptance, and may you always desire our worship. Divine One, close to all who call upon you, bring your grace and presence near to those who serve you. Pour forth your Spirit on us, and may our eyes see your merciful return to Zion. Praise to you, Adonai, whose presence is felt again in Zion. Baruch atah Adonai, hamachazir shechinato l'Tzion. And a prayer of gratitude, including gratitude for the ability to do good work in our world, we join together. We give for the good in us, which calls us to a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and our hands, we offer praise. For the desire in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For life and nature, harmony and beauty, for the hope of tomorrow, all praise to the source of being. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulechana el hodot. And we pray for peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tazim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tazim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tazim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tazim Leolam. V'tov b'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך.
Shalom
רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael v'shalom. With all of the prayers that we've said together and sung together, we still haven't really taken the time to offer the prayers that we hold in our own hearts, the prayers we don't necessarily share with even the people sitting right next to us. And so at this time, I invite you to offer those prayers of your heart in silence.
And for those who are praying that the air conditioning be turned off, Drew has answered your prayers. Just Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen. Ve'yimeru amen. Where's Samuel Ezekiel? Will you please bring your parents up and your sister and any grandparents who want to come up? Samuel turns 1 tomorrow, and he hasn't been named yet. So, what? Samuel hasn't been named yet. Samuel has a name, but hasn't been named. Come on up. Come on up. I want you to stand. We're going to move things around a little bit. Come on over here. Right here. I'll move this so everybody can see you. We begin by saying, Bruchim haba'im b'shem Adonai. Blessed are you who come in the name of God. Bruchim haba'im b'veit Adonai. Blessed are you who come to God's house. Behold, Alicia and Ryan are here to name their child in the presence of family and community and Torah and all of the spirit of our people. They're here to hear words of Torah, here to hear words of love, and here to hear words of prayer and friendship. They're here that their child may, through his name, take his place in the family of Israel. So the first thing I'm going to do is light a candle. Here we go. You want to blow that out? Want to blow? Blow really hard. There you go. I'm going to give this to Cantor Berman to hold up so people can see it. This candle celebrates the birth of your child and her emergence into light. This candle celebrates the fire of love out of which this child was created. Fortunate the man who fathers a child, for he knows that he holds eternity in his arms. Fortunate the woman who feels the pangs of birth, for she knows that she holds a star. This cup is the vessel of your hope. It is filled with new wine of life just begun. In this case, new juice of life just begun. The sweetness of his taste is the joy that this child has brought. May this child, Samuel Ezekiel, bring that joy every day of his life to you and his 3 generations. May be blessed with the spirit of joy, even as we say the Kiddush now. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who creates the fruit of the vine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, ruler of all, who has caused us to live, sustained us, and allowed us to reach this happy time. We'll see if you like it. There, take that. It's easy. It's not a bris, okay? Oh, holding out for vintage, I think. Here you go. Have a sip. Do you want a sip too? It's juice. What's juice? Or no. Good. Give some to Mickey too. On this day, Ryan and Alicia declare that they bring their child, Samuel Ezekiel, into the Jewish people and name him by his proper Hebrew name, Yechezkel Shmuel, which is where we get Ezekiel Samuel. He was born on August 18th, 2017, and we name him on the 17th of August, 2018. And his name is Yechezkel Shmuel ben Reuven ve'Elisha. May this name be treasured throughout the entire house of Israel, and may he, you're the she, thank you. May he be blessed throughout his entire life, even as he's blessed at this moment. Here, come to me. Here we go.
There you go.
Hi. Here we go. Hi. Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God cause God's light to shine and be gracious to you. You're swimming. Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift up God's grace to you and God's light to you. and give you wholeness, fulfillment, joy, love, and most of all, peace. As together we all say,
Amen.
Amen. Mazel, mazel, mazel tov. Now, I have a certificate here that I've signed. And there's a space for you to sign on the blanks here as family. Everybody who's here at the Oneg Shabbat afterwards, you're going to stay for Oneg. I think we're serving ice cream. Are we serving ice cream? Yes. Double. Everybody who's here, if you got, I'll give you a pen, you sign so they know who was here when Samuel was named, because this is the happiest baby I've ever named, and I include my own who's there right now. Everybody say Mazel Tov.
Mazel tov.
Take that. Mazel Tov. You just put it down. Thank you for holding that up. We continue with a blessing for healing for those who are in need of healing. It's our custom to do a mishaberach, knowing that there are people who are not well enough to be in our midst because they're in hospitals, and we know that there are people who are in nursing homes and terribly alone. They face the affliction of loneliness. And we know that there are people who simply walk the earth with a stone in the heart or face the daily battles of sobriety. 23 people in a park in New Haven, Connecticut were overdosed just yesterday. 72,000 have died. And we wish surcease and ease for all of them. Before we sing Mishaberach, if there's somebody for whom you want healing that you wish to add into our collective heart tonight, we'll ask you, as I look at you, to simply say a name out loud or maybe softly so that name is in the air for healing. Please don't raise your hand. School hasn't started yet. And when I look at you, if there's somebody you want to name, just name. Just call it out. Rama Ben Ita, Jeff Abramovitz,
Michael Yaakov, Ben Chava Devora, Chava Batili, Lee Fega, Joe Jarmel, Sarah Jarmel, and Abigail Bat. Can't remember. Okay.
You can sing with me. You can say Amen at the end of each verse, or simply close your eyes and let the prayer wash over you. Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. The world has been taken by TED Talks, and we're in Elul now, which is the month of getting ready for the high holidays, which are forgiveness time. So we're having tshuva talks. Cantor Berman gave one last week, and we start tonight again. Shoftim is the Torah portion. Shoftim means you'll have judges, and you'll have rightness, you'll have integrity, you'll have a society without lies. which is so challenging for us right now. And where's the warrant for this? It says right in the Torah portion, tzedek tzedek tirdof. You must pursue that which is right. And so we ask ourselves, how honest do we have to be? I mean, till it hurts? Do we have to be so honest that we ourselves might get damaged in the process? Or is being honest always the right thing? There was a wonderful, wonderful physicist named Richard Feynman. Richard Feynman said, the most important thing in life is not to fool yourself. The problem is you're the easiest one to fool. So, the Torah portion talks about being right, tzedek tzedek tirdof, al takir panim, do not recognize individuals, high or low, male or female, rich, poor, whatever. And that as witnesses go to trial, they have to be examined by judges to see if they themselves will be honest. Honesty is a huge theme in Judaism, and I, rabbi of Temple Sinai for 30 years, have to admit there was a time when I was not honest. No. In junior high, I found I could get assignments done at the last minute. I found that I could skate by. And people thought that because I was polite and never made trouble in class, that I must be smart. That I must be deserving of a good grade just because I was nice and occasionally showed flashes of intellectual competence. And so I was so polite, I got away up through high school, part of high school, with cheating on tests. I had done just enough quality work that I got away with it until 11th grade AP History. Mr. E.Y. Daniel, it was, in fact, a college-level course in high school. 100 of pages reading every week required with a written summary. Tests that were multiple choice, which meant that there were 5 choices, and the right answer might be A and C. And if you chose D and F, you could get negative final grades. These were tough tests. Half the term's grade in the second semester was based on a single project. I put it off. This was the third quarter. I put it off doing what I always did. I'll do it the last couple nights. I'll get it done. And then I found out I couldn't. There was too much work. So I pulled a tried and true gambit. I didn't hand it in. And when Mr. Daniel handed back the graded papers, I said I had handed it in and he must have lost it. He did not crack a smile. Mr. Gibson, he said, I've been teaching here for more than 20 years. I've never lost a paper, and I didn't lose yours. Why don't you see me after school ends today? I froze inside. Nothing was going to save me. Not my reputation for good work, not my reputation for being polite, not my actively participating in class discussions. I sleepwalked through the rest of my classes and then went back to Mr. Daniel's room after the final bell rung, and I took a huge breath and knocked on the door. Come in, Mr. Gibson, he said. I entered. He said, sit down next to my desk, and I complied. And he said, I don't know what you think you were pulling with that garbage about me losing your paper. So here's what's going to happen. I'm giving you an F for the project and an F for the quarter. And I started to protest something about participating in class, and he would have none of it. It's straight math, Mr. Gibson. There are not enough points in the universe to get you up to a passing grade for not turning in your paper. And I broke. I started to cry. I knew what it would mean to me, my grades in 11th grade, to my parents. And Mr. Daniel just waited till I was finished. And after a few minutes, he spoke softly. He said, you know, the final's coming up. It's a paper. If you work hard enough on it, you just might save your semester grade from being an F. Oh, and you have to turn in the rest of your assignments, all the rest of this quarter on time. Why don't you think about it, Mr. Gibson? And he indicated it was time for me to go. When I turned around, he was smiling at me, and I realized he believed in me. I worked harder on that final exam paper than on many papers I wrote in college. I turned in all of my remaining assignments for the quarter. I studied for the last weekly quiz, another multiple. And at the end of it all, I sighed with some small satisfaction. If I was going down, I'd at least tried my best. Mr. Daniel gave me an A for the final paper. He gave me a C for the term. And therefore, at the end of the fourth quarter, My grades were third quarter F, second quarter C, semester grade C. I'd never been more proud of a grade in my life, and I graduated Michigan with distinction. After school was out for the summer, I went back to see Mr. E.Y. Daniel. He smiled when I entered his classroom. He said, "Good to see you, Mr. Gibson. Some nice work this last quarter." And I thanked him for giving me the chance to escape my failure. And he looked at me and said, "Mr. Gibson, you earned your failure richly, but you also earned A's at the end of the quarter. It shows me two things. One, you can be taught. Two, honestly working on something seems to make you happier than skulking about and cheating. I wish you good fortune in your future endeavors." And he indicated it was time for me to leave. I ended up at Michigan majoring in history. I took 14 history courses, got 13 A's and 1 B. It was not only because I like history, it's because I learned to be honest with myself and do the work. And you know something? That made me happy. There's a song about doing right making you happy by a country song singer-songwriter. Her name is Lori McKenna. And she writes a song, it's actually quite new. It's called Happy People. She writes, happy people don't cheat. Happy people don't lie. They don't judge or hold a grudge. They don't criticize. Happy people don't hate. Happy people don't steal. All the hurt sure ain't worth the guilt they feel. So if you want to know the secret, you can't buy it, got to make it. If you ain't ever going to be taken by someone else, and you ain't ever going to be it by taking someone else's away. Never take it for granted. You don't have to understand it. Just do whatever puts a smile on your face. Happy people don't fail. Happy people just learn. They don't think they're above push or shove. They just wait their turn. They always got a hand or a dollar to spare. They know the golden rule and what you're going through, even if they've never been there before. And she ends writing, well, life is short and love is rare, and we all deserve to be happy while we are here. So how honest do you have to be? Well, I could say as your rabbi, you have to be honest enough to fulfill the demands of the Torah. But I could quote Mr. Daniel and Lori McKenna, say you should be honest enough to make yourself happy. Because happy people do the right thing. And that's the message for this Tshuva talk. Amen. You know how hard it is for the rabbi to admit he cheated in high school? I'll tell you. So I want to have birthday people come up. If you have a birthday in August, we're going to do a little blessing for you, and we're going to give you some chocolate. August, come on up. So what we're going to do is we're going to ask you to say your name. We're going to ask you to share what your actual birthday is, and if you're willing to, how old you are. That's up to you. So we stand up in a line here by the music stands.
Watch the chords.
Got it. Sam? Oh, you got it.
Hi, I'm Sam. My birthday is August 25th. I'll be 24.
Mazel tov.
My name is Michael, and I was born 75 years before Samuel was born. So if you do,
What day?
on August 18th.
My name is Sally Schweitzer, and I was born in 1930. If you can count back that far.
What's the date?
August 27th.
I'm Philip Lehman. My birthday was last Sunday, the 12th, and since this is a math quiz, my bar mitzvah was 50 years ago.
Wow, fantastic. We say, Eloheinu v'Elokei Avotenu v'Imotenu, our God and God of our fathers and God of our mothers. May these wonderful people in all different stages of life, may they be blessed with a sense of purpose, meaning, fulfillment, and love. May they know that they matter to our community. May they know that they matter to their families. May life give them sweetness, not just this day, but in the coming year. May that sweetness translate into big smiles for everybody in their lives, whom they love and who love them. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, may God cause God's light to shine on you, be gracious to you. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God lift up God's presence to you and grant you joy, love, fulfillment, and peace. As together we all say, Amen. Everybody say Mazel Tov. Oh, come on, like you mean it. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kima. Take 2. Ikyanu lazman hazeh. Sal? There you go. Just a couple announcements before we go to our ice cream oneg. There is a young adult Shabbat dinner after this in the Rogaliner or upstairs. Where is it going to be? Down in the Rogaliner Lounge. So if you are younger, far younger than me, you are definitely invited to that dinner. We want to thank our greeter, Arlene Smith, for greeting us all tonight. We want to thank Drew for turning off the air conditioning. Primo job there, Drew. Thank you very much. Right? Some of you have actually been able to doff your coats and be comfortable, right? Tomorrow, our greeter is Mike Gordon for Paul's bar mitzvah. Paul, tomorrow, 10:30, be there or be square, right? And here's a gift I'm going to give you. You don't have to write a thank you note for the t-shirt. You have other thank you notes, but just say thank you to us, and you have to come to at least one youth group thing, right? Okay, good. Our cantorial program is underwritten by a generous grant from Edgar Snyder, and we are so grateful to him for his ongoing support of wonderful Jewish music at Temple Sinai. Tomorrow, there's Torah study at 8:30 in the morning, upstairs in the Lockhart Lounge. There's the informal minyan in the Barnett Chapel, and downstairs, right here at 10:30, will be Paul Stebbins' bar mitzvah. Next Friday will be the Shabbat BQ. It was advertised in the Jewish Chronicle. Please register so we know you're coming. We want to make sure we have enough food. And although we did birthday blessings tonight, next week we're going to bless Shirley Goldstein for her 95th birthday, and she's still on the board. She's still going strong. She's absolutely amazing. So we'll do a special birthday blessing for her at that time. We're going to have the Shabbat evening service is going to have the oneg sponsored by Marcy Mitri and Ken Levin in honor of their son Daniel's bar mitzvah next week. And again, there's going to be, for the first time, a catered Rosh Hashanah dinner on Sunday night, September 9th at 6:15, an hour and a half before, around or so before the service. If you want to come to a dinner because you don't already have a Rosh Hashanah Yontiv dinner, register and come here. We'll be delighted to have you, and then you can have dinner and come to services that night. Thank you so much. Say Shabbat Shalom. How many are here from out of town? Chicago here, Glenview. Who else is from here? From where? What? Allentown, right across 78. Okay, and who else? We're all together. You're all Allentowners? Yeah. Okay, pretty much. Okay. You're all? Where are you from? Middlebury? My gosh. And Ames? That's terrific. Have they gotten any rain in Ames this year? We wish we could just shove some over to you. I mean, we really could. But we'll have a chance to say hello to each other right after the service, okay? So we're going to continue with our concluding set of prayers called Aleinu, for which we'll ask you to rise as you are able.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latei kedula liyotzeh bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
It's our custom before the mourner's Kaddish that we read the names of those whose yahrzeits occur in this coming week, after which we'll read the names of those who have died in more recent days, the last 30 days. If you are here to say Kaddish for a relative, when we read the name, please rise. If for some reason the name did not appear on our list, please rise anyway and tell us the name so we can say it out loud. This week we especially remember the legacies of Cookie Besterman, Jack Burton, Fredo Wild Century, and Albert C. Davidson, Ethel Eisner and Samuel Eisner, Emil Elligator and Julian Elligator, Kay Farb, Morris Filtz, Daniel Fine, Marvin Friedenberg and Lily W. Gefsky, Alan Gerson, Jean Hamburg, Seymour Willis Herwald, Milton Judd, Harriet Karp and Roberta Davis Kroll, Helen Lear, Thomas Lewis, Morris Lifsher, Harry Lewick, and Irene Lewick, Hyman Moretsky, the Honorable Sophie Masloff, Morris Oshry, Morton Perlman, Sidney Polk, Mark Pollock, Bertha Reck, and Salvin Reck, Abe Rubin, Marty Sapper, Betty Schulmeister, Janet M.L. Schaefer and Howard Singer, Barbara Snyderman, Anna Solidar and Kyle Steiner, Bessie Tolstoy and Bluey Trachtenberg, Anthony Trimble, Philip Warschauer, Daniel Wiener, Saul Weiss, Eleanor Whitcower, and Abe Zalman. And now remember those whose recent deaths we still remember in our hearts: Ruth Fisher, Harry Leonard, Ruth Weiner, Rhoda Graff, David Moore, and it's my sad duty to announce just today the death of my colleague, Rabbi Daniel Treiser, the rabbi of the Reformed congregation in Clearwater, Florida. May the source of comfort grant his family, his wife and 2 children, and his extended family and his congregation comfort among all the mourners of Zion in Jerusalem. We also believe passionately that no mourner should ever need to stand alone. So we rise with our mourners as they say their Kaddish. Yitgadal, Yikadash, Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yoma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chai echon v'yom echon. Chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'yamru. Amen.
Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam le'almei almaya.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal Shemei dekudsha.
Brichu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata. Da'amiram b'yoma v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlom rabba min Shemaya. L'chaim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
Amen. May the source of peace in the high heavens cause peace to descend on all of us, all Israel, upon a shattered world desperately in need of wholeness and healing, upon all of us who still mourn our beloved dead, as together we say.
Amen.
Please be seated for our final song. The most famous song written by Naomi Shemer was called Yerushalayim Shel Zahav, Jerusalem of Gold. But this is the song that actually captured the hearts of Israelis. So I'm going to move it up one here. It's called Al Kol Ela. Look at the English. Guard over all these things, my good God, over the honey and the sting, the bitter and the sweet. Al Kol Ela, over all these things. And, you know, it's very hummable if you don't know the words, which is fine. There's Hebrew, but there's a very popular song to this very day in Israel as of now. So we're going to sing it in hopes that all of you who have suffered stings can find sweetness and you can have a blessing over the good things in your lives. Al kol ele, al kol ele, shmor na li hatov, al hadvash ve'al ha'okes, al hamar ve'hamatov, al natah kor natua, al tishkach et hatikva, hashiveni ve'ashuva el haaretz hatova. So here's the verse. Al hadvash ve'al ha'oketz, al hamar ve'hamato, al edenu hatinoket shmo Eli hatov, al ha'esh ha'mevoeret, al ha'mayim hazakim, al ha'ish hashav habayta min ha'mirchakim, al kol eleh, al kol eleh, shmor na li Eli hatov, al hadvash ve'al ha'oketz, al hamar ve'al. Please rise for a final blessing. Al natah kol natua, al tishkach et hatikva,
Hashiveni ve'ashuva el haaretz hatova. Bruchim atem b'avoachem, bruchim atem b'tzeitchem, me'ata v'olam. May be blessed as you go forth into this world, babies and bar mitzvahs, in 3 generations of families. And everybody who is here for love, and everybody is here for surcease and comfort. May you go out into the world knowing that you matter more than you will ever know, that each of you a blessing to God. As together we say,
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei minei mizonot. Praise to you, Adonai our God, ruler of all, who makes animal crackers and ice cream. It's all out there. As together we say, Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Georgie?